G'day, I've set myself quite a challenge today to visit 20 of Rome's major tourist attractions in just 10 hours. And I've got Giorgio to help me on my trek. So with that in mind, let's hit the streets of Rome. So this is the Pantheon, and it's only about 80 metres from my hotel. It's built over 2,000 years ago. There's a magnificent dome in there that inspired St. Peter's Cathedral. What about these columns? They're over 1 metre in diameter, solid marble, and there are plenty of them. And I believe this has not been renovated ever. And you can actually see this dome from my hotel rooftop. All in all, this is a pretty impressive building. This is Piazza Venezia, and it's quite magnificent. You can see that there is the Italian flag in flowers, and over to the left of the shot is where Mussolini used to give his speeches. This is Campidoglio, and I'm told that this is the home of government in Rome, which is 2,775 years old, which is considerably older than, say, a city like Dubai. I'm older than Dubai. Behind me is one of the most important museums. But we don't have time for museums today. We're on a tight schedule. And just behind Campidoglio is the Roman Forum. How impressive is this? This is effectively the birthplace of Western civilization 2,700 and plus years ago. Not all of it's here. It's well maintained, but Mussolini knocked down a fair whack of the old ruins to build a wide road some years ago. If more than 2,000 years ago you needed anything and you had to go to the shops, you went to this place down here with the little holes in it. That was the first and original shopping mall. I'm not a very good tourist, but this is very impressive. Number 5 on our schedule is Vittoriano. It's a beautiful monument. It was actually built to commemorate the fallen victims in the unification of Italy. So how long do you reckon this took to build? Because it's quite a structure. I can tell you, 5 decades, 50 years, fair effort. That's the changing of the guard here. And behind me are 2 eternal flames. This is such impressive architecture, and the view we get looking down the square is quite magnificent. But for another 12 euros, we can take a lift and go right to the very top of the Vittoriano, and it is a spectacular view. It's probably the best view that you have in Rome. But they won't allow me to use my professional camera, and yet this camera on this iPhone is fine. In bright light, it's every bit as good as what I've got down here, so that's why I'm doing this. Maybe the audio's not quite as good. We're doing pretty well. We're an hour and 40 in, and we've done 5 different attractions. Next up, we're going to the Colosseum in Giorgio's car, and as you can see here, they really don't care where they park. If it fits, it's parked. If there's one Rome attraction I really have been excited about, it's this one. The Colosseo, or Colosseum as we say, and actually used to be covered in marble, says Giorgio. And people just came and pilfered it for building churches.
In the inauguration period, 5,000 animals were killed.
I don't know, do we say that 5,000 animals were killed here? Because that's not particularly pleasant. Maybe I'll leave it in, maybe I won't. You'll know. We are now going inside, but to get a ticket we have to book it online, even though we're 40 metres away from getting in. These are very steep steps. I can't see that they'd be much chop for disabled going back thousands of years. It looks like a giant maze down there. It's pretty impressive. What strikes you about the Colosseum is its size, and there's still plenty of work going on restoring. On a very warm afternoon here in Rome, that was very special. And what are we going to see next?
Aventino.
It's 11:54 a.m. and we've done 6 of our 20 attractions in Rome, and we're en route now to Aventino with Giorgio's car in the traffic. This thing sounds like a lawnmower, but it's doing the job and you can park it anywhere.
And did you know that 14 years old can drive this car?
That's not right, surely. These fountains are everywhere, nice cold water, drinkable, and if you stick your finger there, look what happens. You can piss people off behind there big time. On a sunny day, we're up here at Aventino in the Orange Garden with a spectacular view of Rome. It's only got 2.2 million people in the city. I thought this would be a lot bigger, but there's a height ceiling on how high you can build, and that keeps it rather quaint. And I imagine come sunset, this is a very popular spot to be. And with that said, next up we're going to see Rome through a keyhole. Here, give us the keys. Let me have a drive for a sec, Giorgio. I want to see what this thing's like to drive. You said the brakes don't work very well. You're not wrong. My foot is flat to the floor for the accelerator. A bit like driving a Dodgem car at the local fair. A lot of fun. This is a private residence. There's a door here, there's a keyhole in the door, and all these people are queuing up to take a look through the keyhole and a subsequent photo because you can see the dome of St. Peter's.
Si chiama Illman.
Sensational. Below me here is Circus Maximus. Now this was the scene many years ago of horse and chariot races. There'd be 200,000 people assembled around here, all excited about who's going to win. I guess you could have gambled on it back then. And the emperor of the day could sit over there in his palace, Palatino, and watch all of the goings on right in front of him. And with that said, we are up to number 10 of our 20, and what are we, 1:45? I think we've done an exceptional job today. If you know Bernini, you might recognise this as his work. This is the Parliament building for the country, based right here in the centre of Rome. And it's quite an elegant building, but unfortunately we can't get in here because it's heavily barricaded. There are police everywhere, but I don't think we posed them any threat this morning. Oh, and you probably noticed the Egyptian obelisk, which was not a gift. The Romans actually stole that one and they're not giving it back. Next up, it was off to the Trevi Fountain. Have a look at the people here. So many of them throwing coins over their shoulder to bring good luck. It certainly is a major draw card. Have a look at this. This took some 30 years to build, from 1730 to 60. And rumour has it the owner of number 85 didn't like this thing going up, so the architect stuck that thing right in his view. And having seen 11 of our 20 sites, it was time for Giorgio to take us to one of his favourite restaurants.
Pasta with tomato or without tomato?
With tomato.
Take a amatriciana, like me.
What's she making over there?
She's making, I think, tonarelli, which is a type of pasta.
Should we have that pasta?
Yes, that pasta with sauce and meat, very good.
So that was a great lunch, and I love these little cups here. Yeah. So,
wait, smell it, smell it.
Oh, it's coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Drink it, please.
I don't drink coffee. I've never drunk coffee.
Take it, try it. Come on.
I can't understand how anyone can enjoy that taste. Oh, it's just bitter. We are now running late because we budgeted 40 minutes on lunch and it's gone, it must be an hour.
1 hour and a half.
Yeah, great lunch, but now we're behind the 8 ball, so we have to go, my friend. This is Piazza Navona, quite an elegant open space with one of 9,000 churches in this country beside us here. A fountain here that denotes the 4 main rivers of the time when Bernini built this. It's just a lovely place to come and have a meal. I'm standing in the middle of the road and behind me is Palo Sacho, the Supreme Court building of Rome. And this is one of the rare buildings in the world that lowers itself a centimetre every year because the foundations are sinking. It's right on the Tiber River, which is an interesting colour, green. But anyway, I'm not swimming in it today, so it won't matter to me. Then it was back to the car and a mad dash across the city to another country, Vatican City. I'm inside the Vatican and there are 12 different museums to see, and we don't have time to see a fraction of them, just 3 or 4 things. And now it's masks on because it's inside. This is quite a famous piece of art. Next. It's very clear that all these people here aren't seeing 20 sites in a day because they've got plenty of time to amble about, and we don't. You art connoisseurs will probably recognise this as Raffaello's masterpiece. In the middle you've got Plato and Aristotle, you've got Pythagoras down the bottom here, and up there is the actual artist. I see a lot of graffiti, particularly in Milan, but this graffiti dates back some 500 odd years, maybe longer. It was done by the people that came and invaded Rome back in the 16th century. A brisk walk later and we were in the Sistine Chapel, where you can't video or photograph, but you can record audio. It's quite breathtaking in its size. It'd be 50 metres long by, I'm guessing, 20 wide and probably 30 high. And the detail in the artwork is astounding. The Pope is actually chosen in this room. Having seen inside, we then moved outside. If you look behind me here, you can very clearly see that there are 3 sets of columns going back. But standing on this very spot, you can't see 3 sets of columns. You can just see the front set of columns because it's perfectly aligned. And this spot is replicated on the other side as well. I've often seen this place on television. It's a lovely thing to be here. That is St. Peter's Basilica. This is St. Peter's Square, and when the Pope gives his sermons on a Sunday, he does it from one of those 4 windows. Another of Michelangelo's design elements here is these little wings that come out left and right are actually meant to be arms hugging the public. And if you look from the top down, it looks like a key because St. Peter was the keeper of the keys. What's the next one?
Castel Sant'Angelo.
Okay, we're going there now. I've learned a bit of Italian today. Castello means castle. That's a castle behind me, and that's St. Angelo's castle. And this was Pope's safe house that he would come and just take refuge in, or if he felt threatened. And it's connected by a bridge from one side of the Tiber to the other, and it's a very popular spot with the tourists. We're back in the Ixom Rattler and we're racing across town to Jennicolo. This provides us with a stunning view of the city of Rome, including places that we've been to today, and my hotel can't be too far away down there. Number 17 was
Corona Traiana, and it was done by Romans for commemorate all the new conquest of Traiano.
Our 18th attraction is about 14 minutes from here. We're going to race there, take a couple of quick photos, and then do the last two.
Traffic is bad.
Giorgio's dropped me off back there because the traffic has really amped up big time, and I need to get 3 more in. Our stop at Piazza del Popolo was short and sweet. Things were going so well, and then the traffic just turned crazy.
It's a bit far.
How many kilometres?
It'll take a very long time.
You'll have to wind your way through. You've got a small car. Don't be shy. Way too long later, we arrived at Trinita de Monte, and it has this prima view of the city of Rome. And we still have one more of our 20 sites to see. So come on. Okay, this is number 20, our final stop, and it is, oh, we did this easy. That's, can you see that? 8 minutes to 7 o'clock, number 20, the Spanish Steps. How pretty is this? These 135 steps connect the Via del Corso here, which is effectively the Rodeo Drive of Rome, with a church at the top here. Giorgio, when we discussed this last night, I thought 20 was going to be ridiculous because you showed me where we had to go, and I've just had a look on my phone. 15.2 kilometres walk today, and then we would have done probably another 30 or so in the car. We've got around a lot of Rome. We've seen 20 amazing sights, and I really want to thank you because I couldn't have done this on my own, because this was crazy, wasn't it?
Yes.
And I want to thank all of you people for joining the ride. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you want to book Giorgio for a tour around here, I'm going to put his details in the description below, because you won't get a better guide than this fella. You can get all of my digital images at prostarpics.com. You'll find my merchandise, my F1 wall art, and F1 books at kimillman.com. And for my best images live from the track and all during the week, head to Instagram and search at Kim Illman. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.
With this lovely basilica up here. Is that a basilica?
It's church. Yes.
Is that the same thing?
No, basilica are just 7.
Church.